Welcome to Hope for Everybody, a channel that exists to highlight people and places that are all about providing hope to people in need. Check out today's episode.
It's like everybody's looking at me and the first thing they say is, "You're being watched." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm being watched." And it's like I've already got this paranoia going on in my head because of the roads I've been taking here lately. But it's true, man. I recently got married not 3 months ago, and she's got 2 kids, and the reality of it is I'm always being watched now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm always being watched.
But, well, on that note, I'd like to introduce ourselves. My name is Bowery Thompson with Hope for Everybody. And this is, as you can tell, this is my buddy Aaron Cook.
Hello.
And we're discussing his life and how it was before, after, and during Hope Prison Ministries. And so why don't you tell us a little bit about like maybe your life before Hope Prison Ministries and how you maybe got involved with it.
Okay.
And we'll go from there.
Okay. Well, I don't necessarily know where to start, but we'll start within prison. Obviously, I was convicted of a aggravated sexual assault, and it sent me to prison for 10 years. I really wasn't doing what I was supposed to beforehand. I had opportunities, but I didn't take advantage of them. It took me a while in prison to get my head screwed on straight. Matter of fact, I went in, it took me about 3 years actually to get my head screwed on straight. Those 3 years,
It was rough times.
it was rough times.
Yeah.
It was really rough times. But in 2015, I made a conscious decision to rededicate my life to Christ. And I said, it's obviously I'm not doing it right. So let me do it. Now we got put in the Jordan unit, right? And there was all kinds of opportunities in the Jordan unit. I met many good brothers. I met Anthony Corbin. I met Jeff O'Keefe. I met Chris. I met Sam. I met Nico, Ronnie, all these guys.
Good dudes.
Great dudes. They were not of my theology, but it was never a reason for me to break fellowship with them. And over the years, man, we studied, we grew a great bond and friendship.
Yeah.
And that is how I learned of Hope Prison Ministries, was through all those guys. And now we separated out, as sometimes you do. I left the Jordan unit and went on to Hughes unit, and then again to a pre-release where I caught back up with Nico. And during that time, I had stayed straight. There throughout prison. Obviously, there's all kinds of. I also have a drug habit. I was an alcoholic.
So you needed all kind of help.
I did. I needed a lot of help.
And then you got a hold.
But in the pre-release, after Nico left, and right before my program, I'd actually gotten back into some speed.
In prison?
In prison. And it was at that moment that I realized, because my plan had always been to go back to Houston, go stay with mom and dad. But at that moment, whenever I cratered, I realized that I needed help. I needed accountability. I needed to be around brothers that I could talk about this stuff with. And on to Hope I went. I wrote Chandler. Actually, my cellmate, Mark Jackson, he was going to Hope. And whenever I got to my program, and I said, wow, man, this is more than just coincidence. I had wrote, Nico was still writing me. He had gone to his program. I had gone to my program. And he was writing me through his sister. And I wrote him back and I told him, I said, man, I'm screwing up, bro. I need y'all. But I never thought my parents would, spring the money to come here. But Chandler called. They had whatever conversation they had, and to my surprise, in the grace of God, here I am.
If you're liking this content, please help us grow. Like, subscribe, and let's keep the good times rolling. Now back to the episode.
So, since you've been in the ministry, I mean, obviously we know each other.
Yeah.
Our story's kind of similar in years, but we're on different paths. But since you've come to Hope, you've actually met a woman and got married.
I have.
So how's that?
It has brung out both the best and the worst in me. But it is, I don't know any other way of putting it.
So what keeps you around? What keeps you around coming back to Hope now? I mean, I can see you're a little more distant a little bit than you used to be. So, but you're still here.
Yes.
So-
Well, the deal is, I did everything I was supposed to while I was on parole. I did everything. Hope offered me that. Hope gave me that chance.
So are you off parole now? Not to interrupt.
Oh, I'm off parole. I've been off parole for 2 years.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. So,
Almost.
So you're doing that too? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I've been off parole for a long time, and I've still been with Hope.
Mm-hmm.
But after parole, and after everything went right. I worked the program. I worked the curriculum. I did everything I was supposed to, and I felt a good foundation built. Right. But after that, I started slipping. I started slipping back into, and I wouldn't tell anybody. I would start dissing myself, but I still stayed.
So dissing yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, distancing.
Distancing,
Okay,
yes,
okay, I
distancing,
see.
distancing myself from all of y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all noticed that, and that was.
We had a conversation one time, and you said, "Yeah, we need more fellowship, and you're going to start coming to the lake with us," and that was the end of it.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Well, that was the beginning of, I guess, pretty much the demise. But Hope still allowed me to stay.
Yeah.
They knew, but they didn't know.
Mhm.
And then and right after Thanksgiving of last year, I was involved in a wreck that almost took my life.
Yeah.
They crushed my pelvis, shattered my leg, amputated my foot. Luckily, they were able to sew it back on.
Everything in your foot.
I got a rod through my whole leg, and during that time, Hope took care of me.
So it seems like whether you want it to or not, it's always there for you,
It is,
regardless, kind of.
regardless. Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I mean, I hope it seems not to make this about me, but I get off parole in 7 days.
Wow! Congratulations.
Yeah, so I don't want to.
Congratulations.
Your story is good in the fact that it helps other people going through similar situations know what to and what not to do. So if you had any kind of advice to give to somebody like me who's getting off parole, like very shortly, would you have any nuggets of wisdom to maybe offer somebody like me, or people in general, that would maybe make them not do what you did or do what you did in certain ways?
That it's okay to talk.
Don't open up.
It's okay to open up. It's okay to find people to talk to and rely on. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's
Yeah.
okay to be
Human.
human. Yeah, it's and because for a long time I thought I'm the type of guy I feel like I could do anything, anything I set my mind to. I could fix anything. But the one thing I couldn't fix, and the one thing that I always noticed that I needed the most, I can't fix myself. I can't. I need the help of others.
We've reached the end of today's episode of Hope for Everybody. If you'd like to be a part of the show and tell us your story, please visit us online at hopeforeverybody.org.